I am now going to demonstrate the first lesson in the kit that you have, which is a protein folding lesson. You can see you're looking at a purple polypeptide chain, and we're going to use that in our fourth level of protein folding. And then as you see the multicolored long polypeptide chain, I place these arrows in these positions to remind you where the two power magnets are, and that'll give you and myself some guidelines in terms of how to do these folding manipulations. So one of the things I would tell my students at this point, I give them a quick reminder about where we are in the cell, that we are in protein synthesis. In fact, you could teach this lesson first, and then if you had the RNA, DNA, protein kit, you could teach transcription and translation second, or whatever order you'd like, because it's fun to mix them up. What you see here with the multicolored polypeptide chain is the first level of protein folding. So this is just the primary structure. To create the beta sheet, I'm going to place my left hand and my right hand on those two sets of power magnets. I'm going to pull these down. I'm going to pull the red and white one across. So that's the move, down and across. And you can see we get that really nice beta pleated sheet. You can take some chalk maybe and chalk some hydrogen bonds here. I'm going to take these arrows off. Now, to demonstrate this alpha helix and to get that three-dimensional shape, we're going to shoot this on the angle that you're seeing, and then we're going to shoot it again on a different angle so you can see the manipulations two different ways, and you can actually view the image in two different ways. And I think that you mix those together and you'll have in your brain what you need to have in to do the move. So here's two magnets, there's four, and here's six. So see where this arrow is? In my brain, this is telling me that that's the end of the beta sheet. One of the things you want to do is keep these power magnets not turned over yet, right? Because it can mess you up as you do your move. What I'm doing here is I'm finding the first two power magnets. Here they are. That's a half a turn, and then I do a full turn. And I take those two and I turn them parallel. We could start to see a nice helix there. These two are parallel to the bottom of the board. Here's the next two right here. Same thing, half a turn, and then a full turn, and parallel. And not only are they parallel, see how they are underneath each other? And then again, there's half a turn, full turn, and parallel. And now you get that nice helix structure. So now we're going to show you that same alpha helix manipulation using a different camera angle. You can see the same arrow is indicating those two power magnets ending where the beta pleated sheet ends. So I'm in the same position again to start the alpha helix first move. So again, here's the first two power magnets. So that's a half a turn. Do the full turn and then twist those parallel to the bottom of the board. And there's that nice twist Aruski right there. And then here's a half turn, full turn, and again parallel. And one more, half a turn, full turn, and parallel. So we get that really cool three-dimensional alpha helix structure. I am now going to demonstrate the third level of protein folding, tertiary. So to do that, I'm going to start by doing what we call the accordion move. I'm going to squeeze the alpha helixes together, and that's obviously demonstrate that they are folding up, and we can still see that helical structure here. I'm going to take the beta pleated sheet. See how I can turn it like this to still get that beta pleated sheet maneuver, and that's a pretty good demonstration of how that structure that we just saw now folded up in a more condensed globular form, and you still have those two secondary structures. So to do our fourth level of protein folding, the quaternary, That's why you have the purple, or one of the reasons why you have the purple polypeptide in your kit. So again, every time I teach this, and that's the fun part about it, right now I don't have any particular shape in my brain, and it's just kind of fun to make a particular shape. So this is obviously a secondary polypeptide that's folded up, and then I'll just take this and move it in and get a nice compact structure here. And again, that's the reason why I made this one purple. So when the students see the purple polypeptide, I'm reminding them that there were two genes, two polypeptides, and for this particular protein, that's the fourth level of protein folding. With that image that you're seeing, that concludes my demonstration on the 4 levels of protein folding.